A relaxing weekend at the summer house. Good morning, Nancy. Isn't it a beautiful day?
Hi, Robert. Yes, it's absolutely gorgeous. Perfect for a weekend at the summer house.
Definitely. What are your plans for today?
I was thinking of starting with some gardening. The flowers need some attention. How about you?
I'm planning to go fishing by the lake. It's been a while since I last went.
That sounds peaceful. Do you fish often?
Not as much as I'd like to. But whenever I get a chance, I love the tranquility it offers.
I can imagine. There's something about being in nature that's so calming.
Exactly. And later, I was thinking of grilling some fish for dinner, if I'm lucky enough to catch any.
That would be wonderful. I'll prepare some salads to go with it. Fresh and light.
Perfect. Do you enjoy cooking?
I do. Especially when using fresh ingredients. It feels like creating something special from scratch.
That's a great way to look at it. And the fresh air here makes everything feel more refreshing.
True. The summer house always gives me a new perspective on things. A break from the city life.
Couldn't agree more. It's a perfect escape. How about a walk by the lakeside in the evening?
That would be lovely. The sunsets here are just breathtaking.
They really are. It's the best way to end a day.
Absolutely. Well, let's make the most out of our weekend here.
Yes, let's do that. Enjoy your gardening, Nancy.
Thanks, Robert. Have fun fishing.
Discover the joys of park life, activities and peaceful moments. What does Michael like to do in the park? Michael likes to play soccer in the park. Where does Jessica read her book? Jessica reads her book on a bench in the park. Can you have picnics in the park? Yes, you can have picnics on the grass in the park. Are dogs allowed in the park? In many parks, dogs are allowed and can play freely. What do children do in the park? Children often play on swings and slides in the park. Is it peaceful to sit in the park? Yes, sitting in the park can be very peaceful and relaxing. How often does Michael jog in the park? Michael jogs in the park every morning. Does Jessica like to watch birds in the park? Yes, Jessica enjoys watching different birds in the park. Are there flowers in the park during summer? The park is usually full of colorful flowers in the summer. Can you ride bicycles in the park? Yes, riding bicycles on the paths in the park is a popular activity. Do many people visit the park on weekends? Yes, the park is a popular place for people on weekends. What can you see around the park pond? Around the pond, you can see ducks and sometimes fish. Is the park a good place for a family outing? The park is an excellent place for family outings and fun. Can you play music in the park? Yes, but you should keep the volume low to not disturb others. What games do Michael and Jessica play in the park? They often play frisbee or badminton in the park. Is it safe to walk in the park at night? It depends on the park, but some have lights and are safe at night. Can you find benches in the park? Yes, there are usually many benches to sit and relax on. Do people celebrate birthdays in the park? Yes, people often celebrate with outdoor parties in the park. What should you bring to the park on a sunny day? On a sunny day, bring water, a hat, and sunscreen to the park. Are there walking trails in the park? Most parks have walking trails for exercise and enjoyment. Understanding traffic rules and pedestrian safety. Hi Jennifer. I noticed you were looking at the new traffic signs by the crosswalk.
Hey George. Yes, I was. It's great to see these new signs and signals being put up for pedestrian safety.
Absolutely. It's so important, especially in a busy area like this. Do you think these changes will make a difference?
I hope so. Pedestrian safety is crucial. The crosswalk lights and clear signs should help a lot.
Yeah, I agree. It's all about making the road safer for everyone. Have you seen the new push-button signals for crossing?
Yes, I've just tried one. They're very user-friendly. You just press the button and wait for the signal to change.
That's a good feature. It makes crossing the street much safer, especially for children and the elderly.
True. And educating people about traffic rules is also key. I think schools should emphasize this more.
Definitely. Speaking of which, did you learn about road safety in school?
A bit, but it was pretty basic. How about you?
Same here. Most of what I learned about road safety came from my parents and driving lessons.
It's interesting how we often learn these important life skills outside of the classroom.
It is. And with technology evolving, traffic systems are becoming more advanced too.
That's right. Have you seen those new smart traffic lights that adjust timing based on traffic flow?
Yes, they're amazing. They help reduce congestion and improve traffic efficiency.
Indeed. It's fascinating how technology can enhance our safety on the roads.
Absolutely. I hope these advancements continue. Well, it was great talking to you about this, Jennifer.
Likewise, George. Stay safe and take care.
You too, see you around.
Easy English, master everyday conversations with simple phrases. Does Michael drink coffee every morning? Yes, Michael drinks coffee every morning. What time does Jessica wake up on weekdays? Jessica wakes up at 8 a.m. on weekdays. Where does Michael work? Michael works in an office in New York. How does Jessica go to school? Jessica takes the bus to school. What do they eat for breakfast? They usually have eggs and toast for breakfast. When does Michael go to the gym? Michael goes to the gym in the evening. Why does Jessica read books at night? Jessica reads books at night to relax. What does Michael do on weekends? Michael often goes hiking on weekends. Where do they like to travel? They like to travel to different cities in Europe. How often does Jessica visit her family? Jessica visits her family once a month. What is Michael's favorite hobby? Michael's favorite hobby is playing the guitar. Why does Jessica learn Spanish? Jessica learns Spanish to travel to Spain. What time does Michael usually eat dinner? Michael usually eats dinner at 8 p.m. Who does the cooking in their house? Jessica does most of the cooking. How does Michael get to work? Michael takes the train to work. What sport does Jessica play? Jessica plays tennis. Where do they go shopping for groceries? They go shopping at a local supermarket. Why does Michael watch movies in English? Michael watches movies in English to improve his language skills. What does Jessica do after dinner? Jessica often listens to music or reads a book. How long does it take Michael to commute? It takes Michael about 50 minutes to commute.
Life Expectations, a candid conversation between Oscar and Nancy. Hey Nancy, have you ever thought about what you really expect from life?
Hi, Oscar. Yes, I often think about it. I guess I'm looking for happiness and fulfillment. What about you?
Well, for me, it's about making a difference, you know. I want to contribute something meaningful to the world.
That's a noble thought. I think everyone has their own unique expectations. Do you believe these expectations change over time?
Absolutely. As we grow and experience life, our perspectives and expectations evolve. What mattered to us years ago might not be as important now.
True. When I was younger, my focus was more on career success. Now, I value relationships and personal growth more.
It's interesting how our priorities shift. For me, it used to be all about adventure and exploring. Now, I find joy in simpler things, like a good book or a walk in nature.
Life has a way of teaching us what's truly important. Speaking of expectations, how do you manage when things don't go as planned?
I've learned to be more flexible and resilient. Adapting to circumstances, rather than resisting them, often brings unexpected opportunities.
That's a great approach. I try to stay positive and learn from every situation, even the difficult ones.
Definitely. Every experience, good or bad, is a chance to learn and grow. So, do you have any specific goals or dreams for the future?
I'd love to travel more and perhaps write a book someday. Exploring different cultures and sharing stories is something I'm passionate about. And you?
I'm working toward starting my own social enterprise. I want to create solutions that help people and the environment.
That sounds amazing, Oscar. It's clear you have a vision and the drive to make it happen.
Thanks, Nancy. I think having clear expectations and working towards them is what makes life exciting and meaningful.
Absolutely. It's all about finding our path and enjoying the journey. Great talking to you, Oscar.
Likewise, Nancy. Here's to living a life that meets our expectations.
A memorable dinner date. Sheldon and Penny discuss life, love, and food.
Hi Sheldon, how are you?
Hello, Penny. I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm great. The weather is so lovely today, isn't it?
Yes, quite pleasant. A good day for some outdoor activity, perhaps.
Speaking of outdoor activities, have you ever been on a romantic dinner date?
Well, I find the idea of romantic dinners a bit overrated, but I've been on a few.
What's your idea of a perfect dinner date?
Good food, an intellectually stimulating conversation, and preferably, no background music to interfere with the discussion.
Ha ha, you're one of a kind, Sheldon. So, let's say you're at a nice restaurant. What's the first thing you'd order?
I'm rather partial to seafood. Maybe some grilled salmon to start?
Yum. Grilled salmon sounds delicious. How about drinks?
I'd go for something non-alcoholic. Maybe a lemonade?
That's refreshing. What would you talk about during the dinner?
Topics like advancements in science, philosophy, or perhaps the latest episode of a good documentary series.
Wow, that sounds intense. Do you ever talk about love?
Love is a complex emotion, isn't it? It can be discussed, but in a rational and logical way.
You really make everything sound like a science experiment.
Well, life is an experiment in itself. Don't you agree?
True, true. How would you end the dinner date?
A courteous thank you for the evening, and perhaps planning for another intellectually stimulating meetup.
No hug or a kiss.
Those are optional, depending on the comfort level and mutual understanding, of course.
You're quite the character, Sheldon. I must say, it would be a unique and memorable dinner date.
I aim to be both educational and entertaining.
Shop for jewelry in English, a fun learning conversation. Excuse me, could you help me find a gift for my sister's birthday?
Of course, Thomas. What kind of jewelry does she like? Does she prefer necklaces, bracelets, or something else?
She loves necklaces, especially those with unique designs.
How about this piece? It's handcrafted and has a very distinctive style.
That looks beautiful. Can you tell me more about it?
Certainly. This necklace features a rare gemstone known for its vibrant color and is set in sterling silver. It's one of our most sought-after pieces.
It sounds perfect. Could you tell me how much it costs?
It's $120. We also offer a service to engrave a personal message on the back.
That would make it even more special. I'd like to add a personal message, please.
Absolutely. What message would you like?
Could you engrave to my dearest sister, with love on it?
Of course, that will take just a moment. Would you like to look at some gift wrapping options while you wait?
Yes, please. I want the packaging to be as beautiful as the necklace.
Here are a few options. We have various styles and colors to choose from.
I'll go with the blue one. It's her favorite color.
Great choice. I'll have this wrapped for you. It'll be ready in a few minutes.
Thank you so much for your help, Jennifer. You've made choosing a gift very easy.
It's my pleasure, Thomas. I'm glad I could help. We hope your sister loves her gift.
I'm sure she will. Thank you again.
Finding Your Way, a simple guide to English directions. Excuse me, Annabelle, could you help me? I'm trying to find the hospital.
Of course, Owen. You want to start by taking a left at the next corner.
A left at the corner, got it. And after that?
After you take that left, keep going straight until you see a bookstore on your right.
All right, past the bookstore. Then what should I do?
Right after the bookstore, make a right turn. You'll see a small park on your left.
Turn right at the bookstore, past the park. Is the hospital near the park?
Not exactly. Once you pass the park, you'll need to walk a bit further. There will be a coffee shop on the corner.
Okay, head past the coffee shop. Should I keep going straight? After that?
Yes, just a little further. After the coffee shop, take your next left. You'll then see a big supermarket on your right.
Left after the coffee shop, then past the supermarket. Is the hospital close by?
Yes, very close. After you pass the supermarket, take the first right. You'll see a large sign for the hospital.
Right after the supermarket, and then look for the hospital sign. Got it.
Exactly. The hospital will be on your left, just a few steps away.
That sounds easy enough. Left, right, past the bookstore, turn at the coffee shop, then another right after the supermarket.
Perfect. You've got it. Do you need any help remembering the directions?
I think I'll be fine, but could you suggest what I should do if I get lost?
Sure. If you feel lost, don't hesitate to ask someone on the street. Most people are happy to help.
That's a good idea. Also, are there any landmarks I should keep an eye out for?
Yes, keep an eye out for the big fountain in the park. It's well known and easy to spot. If you see it, you'll know you're on the right track. Also, the bookstore has a bright red sign, so it's hard to miss.
The fountain in the park and the bookstore with the red sign. Great landmarks to remember. Thank you, Annabelle.
You're welcome, Owen. Also, if you find yourself near the coffee shop, they have a city map stand. You can use it to reorient yourself if needed.
That's really helpful. I'll definitely check out the map if I need to. I appreciate all your help, Annabelle.
My pleasure, Owen. It's important to know how to ask for and give directions in English. It's a useful skill, especially when traveling.
Absolutely. You've made it seem much more straightforward. I feel more confident about finding my way around now.
I'm glad to hear that. Remember, practicing these small conversations is a great way to improve your English.
I agree. This has been a good practice. I'll be sure to use these tips next time I need to ask for directions.
And feel free to ask me anytime if you need more practice or have any questions. Safe travels to the hospital.
Thank you, Annabelle. I'll see you later. Have a great day. Building basics, a day in the life of a construction worker. Who builds houses? Construction workers build houses. What does a construction worker wear? A construction worker wears a hard hat and safety gear. Where do construction workers work? They work on construction sites. What tools does a construction worker use? A construction worker uses hammers, drills, and saws. Why is safety important in construction? Safety is important to prevent accidents. When do construction workers start their day? Construction workers often start their day early in the morning. How do you become a skilled construction worker? You become skilled by learning and practicing. What does Oscar do? Oscar works in construction. Where did Fiona learn her construction skills? Fiona learned her skills at a technical school. What is being built in London? A new office building is being built in London. Can construction work be dangerous? Yes, it can be dangerous without proper safety measures. What is the tallest building Oscar has worked on? Oscar has worked on a skyscraper. Why did Fiona choose construction? Fiona chose construction because she likes building things. How long does it take to build a house? It takes several months to build a house. What material is often used in construction? Concrete is often used in construction. Who designs the buildings? Architects design the buildings. What is craftsmanship in construction? Craftsmanship is the skill and quality in building work. Why do construction workers wear bright vests? They wear bright vests to be easily seen for safety. Can women be construction workers? Yes, women can be construction workers. What new building is being constructed in New York? A new cultural center is being constructed in New York.
Cooking together and live chat, a heartwarming conversation between Sheldon and Penny. Hey Penny, what are you up to?
Hi Sheldon. I'm just starting to cook some spaghetti. Would you like to join me?
Spaghetti, you say? Sounds delightful. What's the first step?
First, we need to boil some water for the pasta. While we wait, we can talk about our day. How was yours?
Oh, it was okay. I had some interesting theories to mull over at work. How about you?
Pretty standard day for me. But it got me thinking about the importance of simple joys like cooking. Don't you think?
Simple joys? Intriguing. I always thought joy comes from complex equations and scientific discoveries.
Sometimes joy comes from simple things, like spending time with friends or eating good food.
That's a perspective I hadn't fully considered.
See, the water is boiling. Let's put in the pasta.
Ah, the culmination of our anticipation. In goes the pasta.
So, while the pasta cooks, let's prepare the sauce. Do you like garlic?
Garlic? A curious choice, but I am open to culinary adventures.
Great. I'll chop the garlic, and you can open a can of tomatoes.
Teamwork at its finest.
Exactly. Cooking is more fun when done together. Same goes for life, don't you think?
Ah, a philosophical musing while cooking. You make a compelling case, Penny.
And look, our spaghetti is done. Let's drain it and add it to the sauce.
Voila! A dish created through collaborative effort.
Couldn't have said it better. Here's to many more cooking sessions and live chats.
A toast to that, indeed.
Everyday banking simplified, opening an account, managing your money, and more. Hi Fiona. I'm thinking about opening a new bank account, but I'm not sure where to start. Can you help me?
Of course, Albert. Opening a bank account is the first step to managing your money. Do you know the difference between a savings and a checking account?
Not really. Can you explain?
Sure. A savings account is for storing money you don't need right away. It earns interest over time. A checking account is for daily use, like buying things and paying bills.
I see. I guess I need a checking account then. What do I need to open one?
You'll need some identification, like a passport or driver's license, and sometimes proof of address. Each bank has different requirements, so it's best to check their website or visit them.
Got it. And what about managing my account? How do I make sure I don't spend more than I have?
Great question. Most banks offer online banking, where you can check your balance, pay bills, and transfer money anytime. It's also wise to set a budget and track your spending.
Online banking sounds convenient. Can I also withdraw money from any ATM?
Yes, but be careful. Withdrawing from your bank's ATMs is usually free, but other ATMs might charge a fee.
Good to know. And what if I need to send money to someone else's account?
You can do that through online banking too. You'll need their account number and sort code. It's straightforward once you set it up.
This is all really helpful, Fiona. One last thing, what should I do if I lose my debit card?
Immediately contact your bank to report it lost or stolen. They'll cancel it and issue you a new one. It's also a good idea to review your recent transactions for any you don't recognize.
Thanks, Fiona. I feel much more confident about banking now.
You're welcome, Albert. Remember, managing your money wisely is key to financial health. Don't hesitate to ask your bank for help or advice when you need it.
I definitely will. Thanks again for all the helpful information.
Learn English easily, basic grammar and tenses with Dexter and Linda. Does Dexter live in London? Yes, Dexter lives in London. Does Linda teach English? Yes, Linda teaches English. Are they visiting London next week? No, they are not visiting London next week. Did Dexter go to the cinema yesterday? No, Dexter did not go to the cinema yesterday. Can Linda speak Turkish? Yes, Linda can speak Turkish. Is Dexter studying now? Yes, Dexter is studying now. Where does Linda work? Linda works in a school. How often does Dexter play football? Dexter plays football twice a week. Has Linda ever been to Australia? No, Linda has never been to Australia. Will Dexter travel to Spain this summer? Yes, Dexter will travel to Spain this summer. Does it snow in Canada in winter? Yes, it often snows in Canada in winter. What does Linda do? Linda is a teacher. What did Dexter eat for breakfast? Dexter ate cereal for breakfast. When does Linda wake up? Linda wakes up at 7 a.m. Why is Dexter happy? Dexter is happy because it's his birthday. Where did Linda go last weekend? Linda went to the beach last weekend. Can Dexter play the guitar? Yes, Dexter can play the guitar. Who is Linda's best friend? Emily is Linda's best friend. How long has Dexter lived in Canada? Dexter has lived in Canada for 5 years. What will Linda do tomorrow? Linda will go shopping tomorrow. Does Dexter live in Paris? Yes, Dexter lives in Paris. What does Linda do every day? Linda teaches English every day. Are they going to visit London next year? Yes, they plan to visit London next year. Did Dexter play football yesterday? No, Dexter didn't play football yesterday. Can Linda speak French? Yes, Linda can speak French. Why is Dexter studying German? Dexter is studying German for his trip to Germany. Where does Linda like to vacation? Linda likes to vacation in Italy. How often does Dexter go to the library? Dexter goes to the library once a week. Has Linda ever been to London? No, Linda has never been to London. Will Dexter buy a new car next month? Yes, Dexter will buy a new car next month. Does it snow a lot in Russia during winter? Yes, it snows a lot in Russia during winter. Who is Dexter's favorite author? Dexter's favorite author is Mark Twain. What time does Linda wake up during the weekend? Linda wakes up at 8 a.m. during the weekend. How many languages does Dexter speak? Dexter speaks 3 languages. Is Linda watching TV at the moment? No, Linda is cooking dinner at the moment. Did they enjoy their trip to Ireland? Yes, they enjoyed their trip to Ireland a lot. Where did Dexter go last summer? Dexter went to Italy last summer. Can Linda play the piano? Yes, Linda can play the piano. Why was Dexter late to class today? Dexter was late because of traffic. Who will Linda meet tomorrow? Linda will meet her sister tomorrow.
Planning the perfect London getaway, Owen and Annabelle's travel talk.
Hey Annabelle, I couldn't help but overhear. Are you planning a trip to London soon?
Hi Owen, yes, I am. I've been dreaming of seeing the London Eye and exploring the city. Do you have any travel tips?
Absolutely. I lived in London for a year. It's such a vibrant city with so much to do. Are you going by yourself or with someone?
I'm going solo this time. It's a bit daunting, but I'm excited. Any recommendations for a first-timer?
Definitely. First of all, get an Oyster card for traveling around. It's much cheaper than buying individual tickets for the tube.
That sounds practical. How about sightseeing?
For sure, start with the classics, Buckingham Palace, the Houses of Parliament, and Big Ben, which is actually the name of the bell, not the clock.
I always thought Big Ben was the clock. What about food? Any special places I should try?
London's food scene is amazing. You have to try fish and chips at a traditional pub. And for something a bit different, check out the food markets, like Borough Market.
I love trying local cuisine. Any tips on British etiquette that I should be aware of?
British people are generally quite polite. Remember to say please and thank you. Queuing is almost a national pastime, so no skipping lines.
Got it. Patience is key. How's the weather there? What should I pack?
Unpredictable. It can be sunny one moment and raining the next. So bring layers, a waterproof jacket, and an umbrella, just in case.
That's very helpful, Owen. I can't wait to explore London and maybe even take a day trip to the countryside.
Speaking of which, if you have time, visit the Cotswolds. It's like stepping into a storybook with its quaint villages and rolling hills.
It sounds like a dream. I'll definitely add that to my itinerary. Thanks for all the tips, Owen.
You're welcome, Annabelle. Have a fantastic trip and make sure to take lots of photos.
Will do. I'll send you a postcard from London.
Looking forward to it. Safe travels, Annabelle.
A day in London, the ultimate tourist experience. What is Big Ben? Big Ben is a famous clock tower in London. Where is the Tower of London? The Tower of London is in central London, near the River Thames. Who lives in Buckingham Palace? The Queen of England lives in Buckingham Palace. What is the London Eye? The London Eye is a large Ferris wheel in London. Why is Stonehenge famous? Stonehenge is famous for its mysterious stone circle. What can you see in the British Museum? You can see historical artifacts from around the world in the British Museum. Is the River Thames long? Yes, the River Thames is quite long, flowing through London. What city is the capital of England? London is the capital city of England. Can you visit the Houses of Parliament in London? Yes, you can visit the Houses of Parliament on certain days. What is the name of London's famous bridge? The famous bridge in London is called Tower Bridge. Is Edinburgh Castle in England? No, Edinburgh Castle is in Scotland. What is the famous clock in London? The famous clock in London is Big Ben. Can you see the crown jewels in London? Yes, you can see the crown jewels at the Tower of London. What is a double-decker bus? A double-decker bus is a bus with 2 levels, common in London. Who was Shakespeare? Shakespeare was a famous English playwright and poet. Where is the Globe Theatre? The Globe Theatre is in London, near the River Thames. What is a red telephone box? A red telephone box is a famous British telephone booth. Where is the National Gallery? The National Gallery is in Trafalgar Square, London. Can you ride a boat on the River Thames? Yes, you can take boat trips on the River Thames. What is Hyde Park? Hyde Park is a large park in London.
A weekend in the Swiss Alps, an English conversation. Hey Fiona, have you ever thought about spending a weekend in the Swiss Alps?
Hi Pascal. That sounds like a dream. I've always wanted to see the mountains up close.
Well, I was thinking we could plan a trip. There are so many activities, like hiking, skiing, and just enjoying the breathtaking views.
I love hiking. And the Swiss Alps must be the perfect place for that. What should we know before going?
First, we should check the weather forecast. It's important to pack the right clothes. The temperature can vary a lot.
Good point. And how about accommodation? Should we book in advance?
Definitely. It's always better to book early, especially during the peak season. We could find a cozy mountain lodge.
That sounds wonderful. I've heard that the local cuisine is also something we shouldn't miss.
Absolutely. We must try the fondue and raclette. They're traditional Swiss dishes that you're going to love.
Yummy! And let's not forget about the chocolate and cheese. Switzerland is famous for those.
For sure. We'll also need to brush up on some basic German or French phrases, depending on which part of the Alps we visit.
I'll start practicing. This trip is going to be an amazing language and cultural immersion.
I can't wait. Let's start planning the details and make it an unforgettable weekend in the Swiss Alps.
Agreed. This is going to be an adventure we'll remember forever.
Everyday English, mastering radio and podcast phrases. What type of news does Michael read in the newspaper every morning? Michael reads world news in the newspaper every morning. Does Jessica watch TV in the evening? Yes, Jessica watches TV in the evening. Which radio station does Michael listen to while driving? Michael listens to a classic rock station while driving. What type of podcasts does Jessica enjoy? Jessica enjoys podcasts about history and culture. Who is Michael's favorite music artist? Michael's favorite music artist is Ed Sheeran. Which movie did Jessica watch last weekend? Jessica watched Inception last weekend. What time does the news come on TV? The news comes on TV at 6 p.m. Does Michael ever read online newspapers? Yes, Michael often reads online newspapers. How often does Jessica listen to the radio? Jessica listens to the radio every morning. What is the latest podcast Michael subscribed to? Michael recently subscribed to a science podcast. What type of music does Jessica like? Jessica likes pop music. Has Michael ever been in a film? No, Michael has never been in a film. What was the headline in today's newspaper? Today's headline was about the new environmental policy. Does Jessica have a favorite TV show? Yes, Jessica's favorite TV show is Friends. What's Michael's favorite radio show? Michael's favorite radio show is about car repair. Who hosts the podcast Jessica listened to yesterday? The podcast was hosted by Ira Glass. What instrument does Michael play? Michael plays the guitar. Has Jessica ever been to a film festival? Yes, Jessica went to the Cannes Film Festival. What kind of news does Michael find boring in the newspaper? Michael finds financial news boring. Does Jessica sing along when she listens to music? Yes, Jessica often sings along to her favorite songs.
A nature walk adventure. Learning English outdoors. Hey Beatrix, isn't it a beautiful day for a nature walk?
It really is, Richard. I'm so glad we decided to do this. The weather is perfect.
Absolutely. So, have you been on many nature walks before?
Not as many as I'd like. But I do enjoy them whenever I get the chance. What about you?
Oh, I try to go hiking at least once a month. It's my way of disconnecting and recharging.
That's a great habit. Nature has so much to offer. What's your favorite part about hiking?
I love the tranquility of it all. The sounds of the birds, the rustle of leaves underfoot, and the fresh air. It's refreshing. And you?
For me, it's the views. Reaching the top of a hill and looking out over the landscape. It's breathtaking.
Indeed it is. Oh, look at that bird over there. Do you know what kind it is?
I think that's a robin. They're pretty common around here. Have you seen any wildlife on your hikes?
Yes, quite a few times. Deer, foxes, and once I even saw a badger.
Wow, that must have been exciting. I've only ever seen deer from a distance.
It was. Every hike brings something new. That's what I love about it. You never know what you'll encounter.
True. And it's a great way to learn and practice English too, talking about all these experiences.
Absolutely. Describing the scenery, the animals, and the whole adventure really helps with language skills.
Speaking of which, I've been trying to improve my vocabulary. Can you teach me some nature-related words today?
Of course. Let's start with flora and fauna. Flora refers to plant life, and fauna to animal life in a region.
Flora and fauna. Got it. This is fun. What else can you teach me?
How about terrain? It refers to the landscape, whether it's rocky, wooded, or mountainous.
Terrain, that's a useful word. This is making the hike even more enjoyable.
I'm glad to hear that. Learning in nature, there's nothing quite like it.
Definitely. I'm looking forward to our next nature walk already.
Me too, Beatrix. Me too. Let's make this a regular thing.
Agreed. And let's keep learning and exploring together.
The magic of theater, an unforgettable night at the play.
Good evening, Annabelle. What did you think of the play tonight?
Oh, Owen, good evening. I thought it was absolutely wonderful. The actors were so convincing, weren't they?
They certainly were. I felt as if we were right there, in the story with them. The way they brought the characters to life was just remarkable.
Yes, and the set design. Did you notice the details on the backdrop? It was like stepping into a different world.
Indeed, the attention to detail was impressive. And the lighting. It set the perfect mood for each scene.
It did. And what about the music? It was so well chosen, complementing the action on stage seamlessly.
Absolutely. It added an extra layer to the performance, almost like another character in the play.
Speaking of characters, who was your favorite? I thought the lead did an excellent job, but the villain was particularly good.
I have to agree with you there. The villain was both frightening and fascinating at the same time. The actor's performance was captivating.
Yes, and the way the villain's story unfolded, the motives and the backstory were so well developed.
True. It gave the character depth and made the story more engaging. And how about the climax of the play? That twist was unexpected.
I was on the edge of my seat. The whole audience gasped. It was a brilliant turn of events.
It sure was. It's what makes live theater so exciting, isn't it? The shared experience with the audience, the immediacy of the performance.
Exactly. There is something magical about it that you just don't get from watching a movie.
Right. There's a certain energy in the room, a connection between the audience and the performers.
And every performance is unique. Tonight's show is ours alone. Tomorrow's audience will see a similar, but slightly different version.
That's the beauty of live theater. Every night is a new experience, a new opportunity for the actors to bring something different to the stage.
Well, I'm certainly glad we didn't miss it. It was an evening well spent. Would you be interested in seeing another play next month?
I'd love that. Theater nights with you are always a highlight. Let's make plans after we check the upcoming schedule.
It's a date. Let's step out for some fresh air and discuss what we've just seen a bit more. Maybe over a cup of coffee.
Sounds perfect. There's a little cafe just around the corner. Shall we?
Let's go. This conversation is just too good to end here.
Tech Talk, how our favorite gadgets shape our lives. Hey Nancy, have you seen the latest smartphone release? It's packed with new features.
Hi Luther. Yes, I've read about it. It looks amazing, especially the camera upgrades. But I'm more attached to my laptop. It's my go-to gadget for everything.
Interesting. I love my smartphone because it keeps me connected and organized. Why is your laptop your favorite?
I say, I love my laptop because it's incredibly versatile. I can work, watch movies, and even do some graphic design on it. It's like my portable office.
That makes sense. I guess for me, the portability and convenience of a smartphone are unbeatable. Plus, I use it for quick photos and staying fit with health apps.
Health apps on smartphones are indeed a game changer. But when it comes to doing research or drafting documents, I find the larger screen and keyboard of a laptop indispensable.
True, each gadget has its unique place in our lives. By the way, have you tried using smart home devices?
Yes, I have a few smart bulbs and a smart speaker at home. They make daily routines so much easier. How about you?
Same here. I love how I can control almost everything with just my voice or my phone. Technology has really changed how we live, hasn't it?
Absolutely, it's all about making life more convenient and efficient. Speaking of which, have you heard about the new wearable tech coming out?
Yes, the one that monitors your health metrics in real time? It's fascinating how far we've come with personal health technology.
Indeed. It's empowering to have such personalized data at our fingertips. It helps us make better health decisions.
Definitely. The future of technology is exciting, and I can't wait to see what's next. Do you think there's a gadget we can't live without anymore?
Tough question. I'd say it's the smartphone for its all-around utility. But who knows what the future holds?
True, the possibilities are endless. It was great chatting about this with you, Nancy.
Likewise, Luther. Let's catch up again soon.
Healthy and tasty, easy English guide to red fruits. What color is an apple? An apple can be red, green, or yellow. Do strawberries grow in England? Yes, strawberries grow well in England. Can Paul make a cherry pie? Yes, Paul can make a cherry pie if he has cherries. Are raspberries good for health? Yes, raspberries are healthy because they have vitamins. What fruit is red and round like a cherry? A tomato is also red and round, but it is a vegetable. Can Linda eat strawberries if she is on a diet? Yes, strawberries are good for diets because they are low in calories. Where do cherries grow in the USA? Cherries grow in many states, like California and Washington. Is fruit salad with red fruits healthy for breakfast? Yes, fruit salad with red fruits is a healthy breakfast choice. How many strawberries are in a typical punnet? A typical punnet can have about 20 to 25 strawberries. Can you find raspberries in Germany? Yes, raspberries can be found in Germany, especially in summer. What vitamin do many red fruits have? Many red fruits are high in vitamin C. Do all cherries taste the same? No, different types of cherries can taste sweet or tart. Can Paul grow raspberries in his garden in Canada? Yes, Paul can grow raspberries in Canada during the right season. Are strawberries native to Australia? No, strawberries were brought to Australia from other places. What can Linda make with strawberries, sugar, and lemon? Linda can make strawberry jam with strawberries, sugar, and lemon. Are red fruits like pomegranates good for the heart? Yes, pomegranates are known to be good for heart health. Can you eat raw cherries? Yes, cherries are delicious to eat raw. Do Linda and Paul like red grapefruit? It depends. Some people like red grapefruit because it's a little sweet. What is the most popular red fruit in Ireland? Apples are very popular red fruits in Ireland. Are tomatoes considered a fruit or a vegetable? Tomatoes are scientifically a fruit, but often eaten as a vegetable.
The joy of watching documentaries on a big screen TV. Hey Jennifer, did you catch that new documentary about the Scottish Highlands on TV last night?
Hi, George. Yes, I did. I watched it on my new big screen TV. The scenery was absolutely breathtaking.
That's great. I love documentaries that explore nature and different cultures. What did you think about the cinematography?
It was stunning. Watching it on a big screen made me feel like I was right there, wandering through the hills and valleys of Scotland.
I can imagine. I've always been fascinated by Scotland's history and its natural beauty. Did the documentary cover any historical aspects?
It did, actually. It delved into the history of the clans and the famous battles that took place in those regions. Quite informative.
Sounds like my kind of show. I have a keen interest in history, especially European history. It's amazing how documentaries can bring these stories to life.
Absolutely. And the music in the background, traditional Scottish tunes, added so much to the overall experience.
Music plays such a vital role in setting the tone. I'm curious, have you watched any other good documentaries recently?
Yes, I watched one about the Italian Renaissance. It was fascinating to see how art, culture, and science evolved during that period.
That sounds intriguing. The Renaissance was such a pivotal time in history. Did they mention any specific artists or inventors?
They did. There was a significant focus on Leonardo da Vinci and Michelangelo. Their contributions were not just artistic, but also scientific.
Oh, I've heard about that one. It's on my list. The ocean is a whole different realm that we know so little about.
Oh, I've heard about that one. It's on my list. The ocean is a whole different realm that we know so little about.
True. Documentaries are like windows to the world, allowing us to explore places we've never been. By the way, have you ever been to any of these places?
Not really, but I'd love to visit Scotland someday. The documentary has definitely piqued my interest.
Traveling is another great way to learn. I hope you get to visit Scotland. It's a beautiful country with a rich history.
Thanks, George. I hope so too. Well, I should head off now. Let's catch up soon and maybe swap more documentary recommendations.
Absolutely, Jennifer. Take care, and happy watching.
You too, George. Bye.
Good morning! Today is a beautiful day. We are at the seaside with my girlfriend. We had a nice breakfast. Did you eat breakfast?
Good morning. Yes, I ate breakfast with my family. We ate bread, cheese, and eggs. What did you eat?
We ate bread, cheese, honey, and olives. We also drank tea. The view was amazing. We saw the sea and the birds.
That sounds wonderful. I love the sea. Did you take photos?
Yes, we took many photos. We will share them with our friends. Do you like taking photos too?
Yes, I do. I enjoy taking photos of nature and people. My phone has many photos.
That's great. Maybe we can go to the seaside together one day. We can have breakfast and take photos.
That sounds like a fun plan. I would like that. What is your favorite thing to do at the seaside?
I love swimming and sunbathing. And I enjoy listening to the sound of the waves. How about you?
I also love swimming. I like building sandcastles and walking on the beach too.
Walking on the beach is very relaxing. We can collect seashells as well.
Yes, seashells are beautiful. I have a small collection at home.
That's nice. We can add more to your collection when we go to the seaside. I am looking forward to it.
Me too. I can't wait. Let's plan it soon. I will ask my family if they want to join us.
Great idea. The more, the merrier. It will be a fun day for everyone.
Yes, I agree. I will call you later to plan the details. Have a great day.
You too. Talk to you later. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Grand Canyon Adventure, an English conversation. Hey Nancy, have you ever been to the Grand Canyon before?
Hi Oscar. No, this is actually my first time. I've always wanted to see it. How about you?
It's my second visit, but it feels just as breathtaking as the first time. The views are incredible.
I can't wait to see it for myself. I've heard the sunrise and sunset views are out of this world.
Absolutely. Watching the sun rise over the canyon is a magical experience. We should definitely get up early one morning to see it.
That sounds like a great idea. What else would you recommend doing while we're here?
Well, there are some fantastic hiking trails. We could take a guided tour to learn more about the canyon's history and geology.
I'd love that. I'm really interested in photography, so I'm hoping to get some amazing shots of the landscape.
You're in the right place for that. There's also a helicopter tour that gives you a bird's-eye view of the canyon. It's an unforgettable experience.
Wow, that sounds incredible. It must be so different seeing the canyon from above.
Definitely. And if you're feeling adventurous, we can even try rafting down the Colorado River.
That sounds exciting, but also a bit scary. I'll think about it.
No pressure. Just enjoying the views and taking it easy is enough to make this trip memorable.
Absolutely. I'm just happy to be here and experience this with you. It's going to be an unforgettable adventure.
I'm sure of it. Let's make the most of our time at the Grand Canyon.
Yes, let's. Thanks for planning this trip, Oscar. I'm so excited for all the adventures we'll have.
Anytime, Nancy. Let's go make some memories.
Life's Privileges Unveiled, a deep dive with Richard and Beatrix. Hey Beatrix, have you ever felt like life is somehow treating you with special privileges?
Hi, Richard. That's an interesting question. Sometimes, I do feel that way, especially when things fall into place unexpectedly. How about you?
I've had my moments. But it often makes me wonder if it's really about privileges or just the outcome of our choices and efforts.
That's a valid point. I believe it's a mix of both. There are moments when luck plays a role, but mostly it's the hard work that pays off.
Exactly. Like, when I got my first job, it felt like a privilege. But then, I realized it was the result of all the effort I put into my education and interviews.
True. And acknowledging the effort behind our successes makes us more grateful and grounded. Do you think people recognize their own privileges?
Some do, but I think many of us overlook them. It's important to reflect on the advantages we have, whether they're due to our background, skills, or even the country we live in.
Absolutely. Recognizing those privileges can also inspire us to help others who might not have the same advantages. It's all about sharing opportunities.
Couldn't agree more. Speaking of sharing, how do you think we can use our privileges to make a difference?
Well, for starters, we can volunteer our time or resources to causes we care about. Even spreading awareness on issues close to our heart can make a big impact.
That's very true. Making a positive difference doesn't always require grand gestures. Sometimes, small but meaningful actions are enough.
Exactly, Richard. It's about doing what we can, with what we have, where we are. Life might treat us with privileges, but it's up to us to use them wisely.
Well said, Beatrix. This conversation has been quite enlightening. I'm inspired to think more about the role of privilege in my life and how I can contribute positively.
I'm glad to hear that, Richard. Let's both strive to be more aware and proactive in using our privileges for good.
Definitely, Beatrix. Thanks for this meaningful conversation.
Anytime, Richard. Looking forward to our next chat.
Everyday English conversations. Learn the most commonly used sentences. What's your name? My name is Sheldon. How are you? I'm good, thank you. Where are you from? I'm from New York. What do you do? I am a scientist. How old are you? I'm 35 years old. Where do you live? I live in an apartment. Do you have any siblings? Yes, I have a brother. What time is it? It's 3 p.m. Is Penny your friend? Yes, she's my friend. What are you doing? I'm reading a book. What did you eat? I ate a sandwich. Are you hungry? Yes, I am. Do you like coffee? No, I don't. Where is the bathroom? It's down the hall. Can you help me? Yes, of course. Where is the nearest supermarket? It's 2 blocks away. How much is this? It's $20. Can you speak English? Yes, I can. Are you married? No, I'm not. What is your favorite color? My favorite color is blue. Do you have a car? Yes, I do. How do you go to work? I take the subway. What did you do yesterday? I watched a movie. What are you doing tomorrow? I'm going to work. Do you have any pets? Yes, I have a cat. What's the weather like? It's sunny today. Can you swim? Yes, I can. Do you smoke? No, I don't. What's your phone number? I'd rather not say. Where do you work? I work at a university. What are you wearing? I'm wearing a shirt and jeans. Are you busy? Yes, I am. Do you have any children? No, I don't. Is this seat taken? No, it's not.
The true meaning of friendship, a heartwarming conversation between Paul and Nancy. Hey Nancy, how's it going?
Hi Paul. I'm doing well. How about you?
I'm good, thanks. I was just thinking about how long we've been friends. It's been, what, 10 years?
Wow, has it really been that long? Time flies when you're having fun.
Absolutely. Do you remember how we met?
Of course. We met during the first week of college. You helped me find my way to the library.
Ah, yes. The good old days. It's funny to think how something so simple can lead to a lasting friendship.
That's true. Sometimes the best friendships start in the simplest ways.
So, what do you think makes our friendship so strong?
That's a good question. I think it's a combination of trust, mutual respect, and, of course, lots of laughs.
I couldn't agree more. Trust is definitely the foundation of any good friendship.
And let's not forget communication. Being able to talk about anything and everything is so important.
You're right. Communication is key. It helps to solve misunderstandings and keeps the friendship healthy.
Exactly. What about you? What do you value the most in our friendship?
I think I value the support we give each other. Whether it's career advice or emotional support, we've always got each other's backs.
That's so true. It's a two-way street, and the balance is what keeps our friendship strong.
I'm really grateful for that. Friendships like ours are hard to come by.
I feel the same way, Paul. Here's to many more years of a wonderful friendship.
Cheers to that, Nancy.
School subjects and personal favorites, a candid chat with George and Jennifer. Hey, Jennifer. I was just wondering, what subjects do you like most at school?
Hi, George. Well, I really enjoy mathematics and science. How about you?
That's cool. I'm more into history and English. But tell me, what makes math and science so interesting for you?
I love how math challenges my problem-solving skills. It's like every equation is a puzzle waiting to be solved. And science, it's fascinating to learn how things work in the world around us.
I see your point. I like history because it's like a series of stories from the past, and English lets me express my thoughts creatively. But don't you find math and science challenging?
They can be challenging, but that's part of the fun. It feels great to understand a complex concept. Plus, I think they're really important for many careers in the future.
That makes sense. I think being good at any subject can help in future careers. For instance, history can help with research skills, and English is great for communication.
Absolutely, George. Every subject has its own value. Speaking of which, how do you manage subjects that you find difficult?
I try to find interesting ways to learn. Like for history, I watch documentaries, and for English, I read a lot of different books. What about you? Any tips for tough subjects?
I like to join study groups and watch educational videos, especially for math and science. It helps to see things explained in different ways.
That's a great idea. Learning can be more fun and effective with others. Do you use any specific techniques to remember what you learn?
Yes. For science, I make flashcards with key terms and concepts. For math, practicing different types of problems helps a lot. What about you, any study tips?
I make a lot of notes, especially for history. And for English, I try writing essays or even poems. It's all about practicing and being creative.
That's awesome, George. It's cool how we all have different interests and ways to learn. It keeps school exciting and diverse.
Totally agree, Jennifer. It's great to share ideas about learning and help each other out.
Time Talks, a friendly English conversation between Oscar and Linda. Excuse me, do you have the time? My watch seems to be acting up.
Sure, it's exactly 12 o'clock.
Perfect, thanks. I have a meeting at 1, and I was worried I'd be late.
You have plenty of time then. Are you meeting someone here in the park?
No, it's at a cafe nearby. I just like to walk through the park before meetings. Helps clear my head.
I know what you mean. This park is perfect for a peaceful stroll. I come here often to read or just relax.
That sounds lovely. I'm Oscar, by the way.
I'm Linda. Nice to meet you, Oscar.
Likewise, Linda.
So, Oscar, what do you do? I hope I'm not keeping you from preparing for your meeting.
Oh, no, not at all. I work as a graphic designer. Today's meeting is actually with a new client. What about you, Linda?
I'm a teacher. I teach English at a local language school. It's always rewarding to see my students' progress.
That's fantastic. Learning a language can open so many doors.
Absolutely. It's not just about grammar and vocabulary, it's about connecting with different cultures and people.
Couldn't agree more. Speaking of which, have you traveled to any English-speaking countries?
Yes, I've been to England and Canada. Each trip was an incredible experience, especially from a linguistic perspective.
I've always wanted to visit Canada. What was your favorite part?
The natural landscapes are breathtaking. And the people are so friendly. Have you traveled much?
A bit here and there. I've been to a few countries in Europe. Traveling always gives me new ideas for my designs.
That's the beauty of exploring new places. It inspires creativity.
Exactly. Oh, look at the time. I should head to my meeting. It was really nice talking to you, Linda.
Likewise, Oscar. Good luck with your meeting.
Thanks. Maybe I'll see you around the park again.
I hope so. Have a great day.
Hey Mike. What are you doing here?
I am looking for an apartment to rent. What are you doing here? Looking for an apartment also?
Yes. My parents' house is so far away. I need to find an apartment closer to school. I thought you were going to stay at the school dormitory.
I still have not decided whether to stay at the dormitory or not. I am looking at different options to find the cheapest lodging.
So, what are you looking for?
All I need is a place big enough for my bed, my desk, and my computer. Of course, the place should have a kitchen so that I can cook my meals. I will be living on a very tight budget and will have to watch every dime.
Me too. I can't work full-time like I did during the summer. I will cut down on my workload in order to spend most of the time on my studies. So, a safe and decent apartment is all I need.
How long have you been looking?
I just started this week. School is going to start next month. I figured I better start the process as soon as possible.
It is not easy to find an apartment to your liking that does not cost a lot. I have been looking at the ads in the newspaper for 3 weeks. And I still have not found anything yet.
Really? Is it that difficult to find an apartment?
No, it is just that everything I like so far is too expensive and way beyond my reach.
Is it because they are very close to school? I heard that the closer they are to school, the higher the rental cost.
Maybe that is the problem. I don't have a car. So, I need to find something close to school.
Have you thought about sharing an apartment? If you want, we can find a 2-bedroom apartment and share it. It may be cheaper that way.
That could solve our problem.
Maybe we should talk this over before we decide.
Yes. If we want this plan to succeed, we need to come up with some sort of agreement or set of rules.
Here is my first question. What do you do during the weekdays?
I have work from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. And then I have school from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. After that I plan to go home, eat dinner, and work on my school assignments. How about you?
Well, I have class from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. And then I go to the library to work until 3 p.m. After that, it is school again until 4 p.m. I plan to stay on campus until 7 p.m. to work on my computer projects. And then go home to work on my other classes' assignments.
It is my turn to ask the second question. Do you plan to have your friends over at the apartment very often?
No, not on weekdays. I want to finish my homework during the weekdays as much as possible. I think half of my weekend will also be reserved for homework. If my friends do stop by, it will probably be during the weekend.
I plan to do the same things during school time. I also plan to visit my parents during the weekend.
My parents' house is too far to visit once a week. I will go home to see them and my little sister during the holidays. I need to be happy with whatever foods I cook.
It seems that sharing an apartment with you may work. Do you want to try it?
Yes. Let's go in and take a look at this one.
All right. Let's go. Motorcycle racing excitement. Learn English through dialogue. Hi Beatrix, did you catch the motorcycle race on TV last weekend?
Hi Richard. Yes, I did. It was absolutely thrilling. I've never seen such an intense competition before.
I know, right? The speed, the turns, and the skill of the riders were incredible. Which team were you rooting for?
I was supporting the Mavericks. Their team strategy and coordination are top-notch. How about you?
I'm a fan of the Speed Demons. Their lead rider has such a fascinating racing style. But, I must admit, the Mavericks did an amazing job.
Definitely. Speaking of which, have you ever tried motorcycle racing?
Not racing, but I've ridden a motorcycle a few times. It's an exhilarating experience. There's nothing like the feel of the wind as you zoom through the roads. What about you?
I've never ridden a motorcycle, believe it or not. I've always been a bit scared of the speed. But, watching the races does make it seem enticing.
It's certainly not for everyone, but maybe one day you'll get the chance to try it out, even just riding as a passenger. It's a whole different world.
Maybe one day, indeed. For now, I think I'll stick to watching the professionals do their thing. It's safer that way.
Fair enough. Are you looking forward to the next race?
Absolutely. It's in a couple of weeks, right? We should definitely watch it together if you're up for it.
That sounds like a plan. Watching it with someone who's as enthusiastic about it as you would definitely enhance the experience.
Great. I'll bring the snacks.
And I'll make sure we have a good spot in front of the TV. It's a deal then.
It's a deal. Can't wait.
Speak English with emotion. Easy ways to express happiness, sadness, and joy. Why is Luther sad today? Luther is sad because he lost his book. How does Fiona show her happiness? Fiona shows her happiness by smiling and laughing. What makes you feel joyful? Seeing my friends makes me feel joyful. Why was Luther happy on his birthday? Luther was happy because he received many gifts. Can a movie make Fiona feel sad? Yes, a sad movie can make Fiona feel sad. What does joy feel like? Joy feels like a warm, pleasant feeling in your heart. How does Luther celebrate his success? Luther celebrates by having a party with his friends. What brings happiness to Fiona? Playing music brings happiness to Fiona. Why do we feel sad sometimes? We feel sad when things don't go as we hoped. Can a good joke bring joy? Yes, a good joke can make people feel joyful. Why is Fiona excited about going to London? Fiona is excited because she loves traveling. What made Luther feel proud in Canada? Luther felt proud when he won a photography contest. Why do people feel happy when they help others? Helping others gives a sense of fulfillment and happiness. Can beautiful weather make you joyful? Yes, sunny and pleasant weather often makes people feel joyful. Why was Fiona sad about leaving Paris? Fiona was sad because she enjoyed her time there. How does Luther express his happiness? Luther expresses his happiness by singing. What makes children in Australia happy? Children in Australia are happy when they play outside. Can a surprise party make Fiona joyful? Yes, Fiona loves surprises and they make her joyful. Why do people feel sad when they say goodbye? People feel sad when they say goodbye because they will miss each other. What can bring happiness to someone who is feeling down? Kind words or a friendly gesture can bring happiness to someone who is feeling down.
Enjoying a snow day at home, a friendly chat between George and Jennifer. Hi Jennifer. How are you coping with this heavy snowfall?
Hello George. It's quite a surprise, isn't it? I'm actually enjoying this unexpected snow day. How about you?
I'm loving it. It's a good excuse to stay in and relax. Have you seen snow like this before?
Oh, yes. It reminds me of my time in Switzerland. The winters there were magical. Have you ever experienced snow in Europe?
I haven't, but it's on my bucket list. I've always wanted to see the winter in the Alps. So, what are your plans for today?
I'm planning to make a hot chocolate and catch up on some reading. Nothing beats a good book on a snowy day. What about you?
That sounds perfect. I think I'll do some baking. I've been meaning to try out a new cookie recipe.
That's a great idea. Baking is such a cozy way to spend a snow day. Do you bake often?
Not as often as I'd like, but I do enjoy it. It's relaxing, and the end result is always rewarding. Do you cook or bake?
I cook more than I bake. I enjoy experimenting with different cuisines, especially Italian and French recipes.
That's impressive. It must be nice to have such a variety of dishes to choose from. Are you trying any new recipes today?
Actually, I am. I'm planning to make a French onion soup. It's perfect for cold weather.
Sounds delicious. You'll have to tell me how it turns out. Maybe I can try making it sometime.
Definitely, I'll let you know. It's always fun to share recipes and cooking tips.
Absolutely. Well, enjoy your snow day, Jennifer. It's been great chatting with you.
You too, George. Stay warm and enjoy those cookies.
Thanks, I will. Take care, Jennifer.
You too, bye.
My magnificent new sea boat. Hi, my name is Tom. How are you?
Hello, Tom. I'm Sarah. I am fine, thank you. And you?
I am good too, Sarah. Do you like boats?
Yes, I like boats. They are fun. Do you have a boat?
Yes, I have a new boat. It is big and beautiful.
Wow. I want to see your boat. What color is it?
My boat is blue and white. Do you want to go on my boat?
Yes, I would like to go on your boat. When can we go?
We can go on Saturday. Is that okay for you?
Yes, Saturday is good for me. What time should we meet?
Let's meet at 10 in the morning at the pier.
That sounds great. What should I bring?
You can bring a hat, some screen, and some food. I will bring drinks.
Okay, I will bring a sandwich and some fruit. Can I bring my friend?
Sure, you can bring your friend. The more, the merrier.
Great. My friend's name is John. He likes boats too.
That's nice. I think we will have a good time together.
I think so too. I am excited to see your boat.
I am excited to show you my boat. I think you will like it.
I am sure I will. Thank you for inviting me, Tom.
You're welcome, Sarah. I am happy to share my boat with you.
I appreciate it. I will see you on Saturday at 10.
Yes, see you then. Have a good week, Sarah.
You too, Tom. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Sarah.
Delicious evening at London's famous eatery, a charming English conversation. Good evening, Jennifer. How do you like the ambience of this famous London restaurant?
Good evening, Thomas. It's absolutely wonderful. The lighting and the decor set a perfect mood for a delightful dinner.
I'm glad you like it. Have you had a chance to look at the menu yet?
Yes, I have. Everything sounds tempting. I'm thinking of trying the roasted lamb. What about you?
The roasted lamb sounds excellent. I might go for the grilled salmon, though. It's their specialty.
That sounds like a great choice. Also, the wine selection here is impressive. Shall we order a bottle to share?
Certainly. How about we go for a bottle of the Chardonnay? It should complement our meals nicely.
Perfect choice, Thomas. Chardonnay it is then.
While we wait for our meal, tell me, what's been the highlight of your trip to London so far?
Oh, there's so much to share. But visiting the British Museum was absolutely fascinating. The history and artifacts there are beyond amazing. How about you? What have you enjoyed the most?
For me, it has to be the walk along the Thames at sunset. The view of the city with all the lights starting to come on is just magical.
That does sound magical. London has a unique charm, doesn't it?
Indeed, it does. Every corner of the city tells a story. Speaking of stories, have you tried any traditional British dishes during your stay?
Yes, I had fish and chips by the riverside. It's a simple dish, but the flavors were incredible. How about you?
I've developed a liking for full English breakfasts. It's hearty and gives a great start to the day.
It sounds like we're both enjoying the culinary delights that London has to offer.
Absolutely. Here's to many more delightful meals and explorations in this beautiful city.
Cheers to that.
Easy English, master everyday conversations with simple phrases. Does Michael drink coffee every morning? Yes, Michael drinks coffee every morning. What time does Jessica wake up on weekdays? Jessica wakes up at 8 a.m. on weekdays. Where does Michael work? Michael works in an office in New York. How does Jessica go to school? Jessica takes the bus to school. What do they eat for breakfast? They usually have eggs and toast for breakfast. When does Michael go to the gym? Michael goes to the gym in the evening. Why does Jessica read books at night? Jessica reads books at night to relax. What does Michael do on weekends? Michael often goes hiking on weekends. Where do they like to travel? They like to travel to different cities in Europe. How often does Jessica visit her family? Jessica visits her family once a month. What is Michael's favorite hobby? Michael's favorite hobby is playing the guitar. Why does Jessica learn Spanish? Jessica learns Spanish to travel to Spain. What time does Michael usually eat dinner? Michael usually eats dinner at 8 p.m. Who does the cooking in their house? Jessica does most of the cooking. How does Michael get to work? Michael takes the train to work. What sport does Jessica play? Jessica plays tennis. Where do they go shopping for groceries? They go shopping at a local supermarket. Why does Michael watch movies in English? Michael watches movies in English to improve his language skills. What does Jessica do after dinner? Jessica often listens to music or reads a book. How long does it take Michael to commute? It takes Michael about 50 minutes to commute.
Mastering Basic English Verbs, a Beginner's Guide. How do you use to be in a sentence? You use to be to describe someone or something. For example, Pascal is a teacher. What is the past tense of go? The past tense of go is went. For example, Barbara went to France last year. How do you make a sentence negative in simple present tense? You add do not before the verb for most verbs. For example, Pascal does not play football. How do you ask a question in English? You invert the subject and the auxiliary verb. For example, is Barbara from the UK? What is the plural form of child? The plural form of child is children. For example, Barbara has 2 children. How do you use have to talk about possessions? You use have to indicate ownership. For example, Pascal has a new book. How do you express ability in English? You use can to express ability. For example, Barbara can speak 3 languages. What is the continuous tense form of to run? The continuous tense form of to run is running. For example, Pascal is running in the park. How do you form the past simple tense? For regular verbs, you add ed to the base form. For example, Barbara watched a movie last night. How do you make a polite request? You use could or would for polite requests. For example, could you pass the salt, please? How do you express future plans? You use going to for future plans. For example, Pascal is going to visit Germany next month. What is the comparative form of big? The comparative form of big is bigger. For example, Barbara has a bigger car now. How do you use like to talk about preferences? You use like followed by a gerund or noun. For example, Pascal likes playing chess. How do you form the past perfect tense? You use had followed by the past participle. For example, Barbara had finished her work before she went home. What is the difference between there and there? There refers to a place, and there indicates possession. For example, their house is over there. How do you use much and many? Use much with uncountable nouns and many with countable nouns. For example, Pascal doesn't have much time. Barbara doesn't have many friends. How do you form the present perfect tense? You use have / has followed by the past participle. For example, Barbara has visited Italy twice. How do you use should for advice? You use should to give advice. For example, Pascal should study more for his exams. What is the opposite of accept? The opposite of accept is reject. For example, Barbara rejected the offer. How do you express necessity? You use must to express necessity. For example, Pascal must wear a uniform to school. I hope these examples are useful for your English learning. Thanks for watching.
The joy of having a pet, a heartwarming chat between 2 animal lovers. Hello, everyone. I'm Albert.
And I'm Fiona. Today, we're here to share something very special with you all.
That's right. We're talking about the joy and happiness pets bring into our lives.
Absolutely, Albert. I believe many of our viewers have pets at home, don't you think?
Indeed, Fiona. Pets are not just animals we take care of. They become part of our families, our loyal friends.
Speaking of which, Albert, I heard you have a new addition to your family?
Yes, Fiona. I recently adopted a small and very cute kitten. Her name is Luna, and she's brought so much joy into my life.
Oh, that's wonderful. Kittens are adorable. I remember when I got my dog, Max. He was just a little puppy with big, curious eyes.
Pets, whether cats or dogs, have this incredible ability to make us feel loved and needed. Don't you think, Fiona?
Definitely, Albert. They show us unconditional love. Max follows me everywhere, and his excitement when I come home is just heartwarming.
Luna does the same. She greets me with her little meows and purrs. It's as if she's telling me all about her day.
It sounds like Luna and Max would get along well. Pets also teach us responsibility, patience, and compassion.
Right you are, Fiona. Taking care of a pet is a big commitment, but it's also incredibly rewarding.
Yes, and it's important for our viewers to remember that adopting a pet means committing to their well-being for their entire lives.
Absolutely. Pets depend on us for food, shelter, and love, but in return, they give us their whole hearts.
That's beautifully said, Albert. And to our viewers, we'd love to hear about your pets. Please share your stories in the comments below.
Yes, tell us about the joy your pets bring into your lives. And if you're thinking about adopting, remember there are so many animals in shelters waiting for a loving home.
Thank you for joining us in this heartwarming conversation. If you love pets as much as we do, give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe for more content.
Stay kind, love your pets, and we'll see you in the next video. Goodbye!
Ink Talks, a heartfelt conversation at the tattoo parlor. Hello, Bianca. Welcome to my tattoo parlor. How can I help you today?
Hi, Charles. I've been thinking about getting my first tattoo for a while now. I'm excited, but also a bit nervous.
It's normal to feel that way. Do you have any ideas in mind for your tattoo?
Yes, I want something that symbolizes love and happiness. I was thinking about a heart.
A heart is a beautiful choice. It's a symbol that can carry a lot of personal meaning. Where were you thinking of placing it?
I want it on my wrist, so I can see it every day and remind myself of the love and happiness in my life.
That's a lovely spot. What size are you considering?
Not too big. I want it subtle, about the size of a coin.
Got it. Now, about the design, do you prefer a simple outline or something more detailed?
I like the idea of a simple outline. I think there's beauty in simplicity.
Perfect. Let's talk about the tattooing process. Are you familiar with how it works?
Not really. This is all new to me.
No worries, I'll walk you through it. First, I'll sketch the design for your approval. Then, I'll prepare the area on your wrist and start tattooing. The whole process for a small tattoo like yours shouldn't take too long.
Does it hurt?
There's a bit of discomfort, but it's manageable. I'll make sure you're as comfortable as possible.
That's reassuring. How do I take care of it afterward?
Aftercare is important. You'll need to keep it clean and moisturized, and avoid soaking it in water for a few weeks. I'll give you a detailed aftercare sheet to take home.
Thank you, Charles. I feel better knowing all this.
You're welcome. It's important to me that you feel comfortable and informed. Now, are you ready to take a look at some heart designs I have?
Yes, I'm excited to see them.
Here are a few designs. We can modify any of these to your liking or combine elements from different ones.
I love this one, but can we add a small flourish to it?
Absolutely, that's a great idea. It will personalize it a bit more. Let me sketch that for you.
That looks amazing, Charles. It's exactly what I wanted.
I'm glad you like it. Are you ready to get started?
Yes, let's do it.
All right, just relax. You're in good hands. Let's create something beautiful together.
I trust you. Thank you, Charles. Easy Guide to English Past Tenses, from simple to perfect continuous.
Did Albert go to London last summer? Yes, Albert went to London last summer. What was Fiona doing when the phone rang? Fiona was cooking dinner when the phone rang.
Had Albert visited Paris before he moved there? Yes, Albert had visited Paris before he moved there. Why were they feeling tired? They were feeling tired because they had been working all day.
Who did Fiona see at the concert last night? Fiona saw her friends at the concert last night. What were you doing at 8 p.m. yesterday? I was watching a movie at 8 p.m. yesterday.
Had Albert ever seen a kangaroo before he went to Australia? No, Albert had never seen a kangaroo before he went to Australia. Why was Fiona laughing when you saw her? Fiona was laughing because she had been telling a joke.
Where did Albert travel last summer? Albert traveled to Canada last summer. What was happening when you left the house? It was raining when I left the house.
Had Fiona finished her homework before she went to the party? Yes, Fiona had finished her homework before she went to the party. Were they living in Germany in 2020? Yes, they were living in Germany in 2020.
Had Albert heard the news before you told him? No, Albert hadn't heard the news before I told him. What were you doing when Albert called? I was reading a book when Albert called.
Why was Fiona so tired yesterday? Fiona was so tired because she had been studying all night. Where did Albert learn to speak French? Albert learned to speak French in France.
What were they doing at the beach? They were building a sandcastle at the beach. Had Fiona ever been to an opera before last night? No, Fiona had never been to an opera before last night.
Why was the ground wet this morning? It had been raining all night. What was Albert doing in New York last year? Albert was studying English in New York last year.
A relaxing weekend at the summer house. Good morning, Nancy. Isn't it a beautiful day?
Hi, Robert. Yes, it's absolutely gorgeous. Perfect for a weekend at the summer house.
Definitely. What are your plans for today?
I was thinking of starting with some gardening. The flowers need some attention. How about you?
I'm planning to go fishing by the lake. It's been a while since I last went.
That sounds peaceful. Do you fish often?
Not as much as I'd like to. But whenever I get a chance, I love the tranquility it offers.
I can imagine. There's something about being in nature that's so calming.
Exactly. And later, I was thinking of grilling some fish for dinner, if I'm lucky enough to catch any.
That would be wonderful. I'll prepare some salads to go with it. Fresh and light.
Perfect. Do you enjoy cooking?
I do. Especially when using fresh ingredients. It feels like creating something special from scratch.
That's a great way to look at it. And the fresh air here makes everything feel more refreshing.
True. The summer house always gives me a new perspective on things. A break from the city life.
Couldn't agree more. It's a perfect escape. How about a walk by the lakeside in the evening?
That would be lovely. The sunsets here are just breathtaking.
They really are. It's the best way to end a day.
Absolutely. Well, let's make the most out of our weekend here.
Yes, let's do that. Enjoy your gardening, Nancy.
Thanks, Robert. Have fun fishing.
Reminiscing the old days, a heartfelt conversation. Hello, Bianca. It's been ages since we last met. How have you been?
Hi, Albert. I'm doing well, thank you. It's so good to see you after all these years. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. Living in London has been quite an adventure. What about you? I heard you moved to Paris for a while.
Yes, I lived in Paris for a few years. It was a dream come true, but I'm back in the UK now. There's something about this place that always draws me back.
I can imagine. Paris must have been amazing. Do you remember our student days in Edinburgh? How we used to explore the city.
Oh, those were the days. Edinburgh was so magical with its historic streets and vibrant culture. We had some great times.
Absolutely. Speaking of great times, do you remember that road trip we took to the Lake District?
How could I forget? The scenic drives, the beautiful lakes, and the hiking. It was an unforgettable experience.
Indeed, it was. And the time we spent in Dublin, exploring the Irish countryside and enjoying the local music and dance.
Dublin was incredible. The warmth of the people there and the lively atmosphere in the pubs, it was something else.
It's amazing how travel and experiencing different cultures can enrich our lives.
True. Each place had its unique charm and lessons to teach us. Speaking of which, have you traveled anywhere else recently?
Last year, I went to New York. The energy of that city is something you have to experience at least once.
New York is on my list too. The idea of visiting the Big Apple is always exciting.
Definitely. So, what's next for you? Any plans for more adventures?
Well, I've been thinking about visiting Italy. The art, the history, the food, it's calling my name.
Italy sounds fantastic. You'll have an amazing time. It's great catching up with you and reminiscing about the good old days.
It really is. Let's not wait another decade before we meet again.
Agreed. Let's keep in touch more often. Take care, Bianca.
You too, Albert. Have a wonderful day.
Getting to know each other and greetings in English.
Hello there. How are you doing today?
Hi, Eric. I'm doing great, thank you. How about you?
I'm doing pretty well. Just enjoying this sunny day. What brings you to the park?
Oh, I love coming to the park to relax and read a book. The atmosphere is just so calming.
That sounds wonderful. Reading is a fantastic way to unwind. What kind of books do you like?
I enjoy reading fiction, mostly. But I also like self-help books and history. How do you like to spend your free time?
I'm a bit of a movie buff. I love watching films and analyzing them. It's my way of engaging with art, I suppose.
That's fascinating. Movies are a great way to explore different worlds and ideas. Do you have a favorite genre?
I would say drama and thrillers are my go-to genres. They keep me on the edge of my seat and make me think.
Very interesting. Drama and thrillers do have a way of captivating the audience. Have you ever thought about taking up a hobby like acting or filmmaking?
You know, it has crossed my mind. I've even taken a few acting classes, just for fun. What about you? Any hobbies other than reading?
Well, I like to paint and draw when I get some free time. I find it incredibly therapeutic.
That's awesome. Artistic hobbies like that can be very fulfilling. You get to create something out of nothing.
Exactly, it's a wonderful feeling. So, do you come to the park often?
Not as often as I'd like. But whenever I get a chance, I come here to jog or just walk around and clear my head.
That's nice. The park really is a place for everyone, whether you want to exercise or just sit back and relax.
Absolutely. Well, it was really nice meeting you, Isabella. I hope we bump into each other again sometime.
Likewise, Eric. Have a great day.
You too. Take care.
Picnic in the park, a simple English conversation adventure. Hi Fiona, how are you doing today?
Hi Albert. I'm doing well, thank you. And you?
I'm pretty good, thanks. I was thinking, it's such a beautiful day outside. How about we go for a picnic in the park?
That sounds like a wonderful idea, Albert. I love picnics. What should we bring?
How about I make some sandwiches and you could bring some fruits? We could also use some drinks.
Perfect. I'll bring apples, oranges, and maybe some grapes. What kind of sandwiches will you make?
I was thinking of making some turkey and cheese sandwiches, and maybe a vegetarian option with cucumber, tomato, and lettuce. Does that sound good?
That sounds delicious. I'll also bring a blanket and some utensils. Should we bring anything for entertainment?
Great idea! I can bring a frisbee and maybe a small speaker for some music. It'll be fun!
Oh, that's perfect. Music always makes picnics better. What time should we meet?
How does 12:30 p.m. sound? It gives us enough time to prepare everything.
12:30 p.m. is perfect. Where in the park should we meet?
Let's meet by the big oak tree near the entrance. It's easy to find and a nice spot to set up.
Oh, I know the one. That's a great spot. I'm looking forward to it.
Me too, Fiona. It's going to be a great day. Oh, and don't forget to bring a hat and some sunscreen. It looks like it's going to be sunny.
Good thinking, Albert. I'll bring some extra for both of us, just in case.
Thanks, Fiona. That's very thoughtful of you. All right, I'll see you tomorrow at the park. Can't wait.
See you tomorrow, Albert. It's going to be fun.
Easy English, learning through daily news. What do you read in a newspaper? I read news and articles in a newspaper. Where do you watch TV? I watch TV in the living room. What do you listen to on the radio? I listen to music and news on the radio. Who hosts the podcast you like? Michael hosts the podcast I like. What kind of music do you enjoy? I enjoy listening to pop music. Who is your favorite film actor? My favorite film actor is Tom Hanks. How often do you read a newspaper? I read a newspaper every morning. What shows do you watch on TV? I watch documentaries and comedies on TV. Can you find sports news on the radio? Yes, I can find sports news on the radio. What was the last podcast you listened to about? The last podcast I listened to was about travel. Do you prefer music or podcasts? Prefer listening to music. What was the last film you saw? The last film I saw was a science fiction movie. Which newspaper do you read? I read the New York Times. Do you have a favorite TV channel? Yes, my favorite TV channel is BBC. Is there a radio station you like best? Yes, I like the radio station 104.5 FM. Who is your favorite podcast guest? My favorite podcast guest is the scientist, Dr. Jane. What genre of music makes you happy? Rock music makes me happy. What kind of films does Jessica like? Jessica likes romantic comedies. Do you prefer reading a newspaper or watching news on TV? I prefer watching news on TV. Have you ever called a radio station? No, I have never called a radio station.
Exploring the world of entertainment, cinema, theater, and concerts. Easy English. What type of movie does Oscar like? Oscar likes action movies. Where did Fiona watch the play? Fiona watched the play in a theater in London. Who is playing at the concert in New York? A famous rock band is playing at the concert. How often does Oscar go to the cinema? Oscar goes to the cinema once a month. What is Fiona's favorite movie? Fiona's favorite movie is a romantic comedy. Did Oscar enjoy the last play he saw? Yes, Oscar really enjoyed the last play. What do people usually eat at the cinema? People usually eat popcorn at the cinema. Is there a theater in Fiona's hometown? Yes, there is a small theater in her hometown. Who did Fiona go to the concert with? Fiona went to the concert with her best friend. What was the last movie Oscar watched? The last movie Oscar watched was a science fiction film. How much are the theater tickets in Canada? The theater tickets in Canada are quite affordable. What time does the concert start tonight? The concert starts at 8 p.m. tonight. Which actor is Fiona's favorite in the theater? Fiona's favorite actor is known for his dramatic roles. Can Oscar play any musical instruments? Oscar can play the guitar. What kind of concerts does Fiona like? Fiona likes classical music concerts. Where is the biggest cinema located in Australia? The biggest cinema is located in Sydney. When is the International Film Festival in France? The International Film Festival is in May. Does Oscar prefer watching movies at home or at the cinema? Oscar prefers watching movies at the cinema. What was the last musical play Fiona saw? The last musical play Fiona saw was The Phantom of the Opera. Are there any open-air concerts in California during summer? Yes, there are many open-air concerts in California during summer.
Hello, my name is Alice. I am a nurse at the hospital. How can I help you today?
Hi Alice, my name is Bob. I don't feel good. My head hurts and my body is hot.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Bob. Let's check your temperature. Please put this thermometer under your tongue.
Okay, I did it.
Good. Now we wait a little. Have you been drinking water and resting?
Yes, I drink water, but I don't sleep well.
I see. Your temperature is high. It's 39 degrees Celsius. You have a fever. We should see a doctor.
Yes, please. I want to see the doctor.
Follow me, Bob. I will take you to the doctor's room.
Thank you, Alice.
Hello, I am Dr. James. I heard you have a fever. How long have you been feeling bad?
Hi, Dr. James. I have been feeling bad for 2 days.
Thank you, Bob. Let me listen to your heart and lungs. Please breathe deeply.
Okay, I will breathe deeply.
Good. Your heart and lungs sound okay. I will check your throat now. Please open your mouth wide and say ah.
Ah.
Your throat looks a little red. I think you have a cold or maybe the flu. I will give you some medicine. You need to rest and drink lots of water.
Thank you, Dr. James. How long will I be sick?
It's hard to say, Bob. Maybe a few days or a week. If you don't feel better soon, come back to the hospital.
Okay, I will do that. Thank you for your help.
You're welcome, Bob. I hope you feel better soon. Nurse Alice will give you the medicine and some instructions.
Here is the medicine, Bob. Take 1 pill every 8 hours. Don't forget to drink water and rest.
Thank you, Alice. I will follow your advice.
You're welcome, Bob. Take care, and we hope you feel better soon.
Thanks, Alice. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Bob.
Kakebo, the Japanese art of saving money, a simple English conversation. Hi, Nancy. Have you ever heard about Kakebo, the Japanese secret to saving money?
Hi, Luther. Yes, I've heard about it, but don't know much. What's it all about?
Kakebo is a budgeting method from Japan. It's all about writing down your finances to manage your spending better.
That sounds interesting. How does it work exactly?
Well, at the start of each month, you write down your income. Then, you set goals for saving and plan how much you want to spend in different categories.
Categories?
Categories such as essentials, wants, culture, and unexpected expenses. It helps you understand where your money is going.
I see. And then what?
You track your expenses throughout the month. The idea is to reflect on your spending and find ways to save money.
Reflection sounds like a key part. Does it really help?
Absolutely. By being mindful of your spending, you can identify unnecessary expenses and cut them out.
It seems like a great way to take control of your finances. I might give it a try.
Definitely worth a try. It's simple, but it makes a huge difference in how you handle money.
Thanks for sharing, Luther. I'll start my Kakebo this month.
Great to hear, Nancy. Let's check in later and share our progress.
Fitness Goals, Real Talks with George and Jennifer. Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today, Jennifer and I are going to talk about our fitness routines and how we keep ourselves motivated.
That's right, George. Fitness is a journey, and we all have our unique approaches. So, George, how do you talk about your fitness routine in English?
Well, Jennifer, I usually start by saying, I go to the gym 3 times a week and focus on cardio exercises. This simple sentence gives a clear picture of my routine. What about you, Jennifer?
For me, it's a bit different. I like to say, I practice yoga every morning to stay flexible and calm. It's a routine that works for me.
I like how you mentioned practice yoga every morning. It shows consistency and dedication. Do you also include any other types of exercises?
Yes, I do. I often add, I also do strength training twice a week to maintain muscle tone. It's important to have a balanced routine.
Absolutely. And when it comes to diet, how do you usually describe that?
I keep it simple. I say, I follow a balanced diet with plenty of fruits, vegetables, and lean protein. It's not just about the workouts, right?
Exactly. For me, it's similar. I often say, I try to avoid processed foods and eat home-cooked meals as much as possible. It's all about making healthy choices.
Right, and these phrases we're using are simple yet descriptive. They can really help our viewers express their fitness routines in English.
Definitely. It's about sharing your routine in a way that's easy to understand and relate to. Now, let's talk about setting goals. How do you express your fitness goals, Jennifer?
I usually say, my goal is to improve my flexibility and core strength. It's clear and gives me something specific to work towards. How about you, George?
For me, my aim is to increase my endurance and run a half marathon this year. It's good to have specific goals.
Absolutely, goals keep us focused and motivated. Remember, it's not about being perfect, it's about progress and enjoying the journey.
Well said, Jennifer. And to our viewers, we hope this conversation helps you talk about your own fitness routines in English. Stay active, stay healthy.
And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content. Let us know in the comments your fitness routines and goals. See you in the next video.
The language of love, simple English conversations. How does Simon show his love for Barbara? Simon gives Barbara flowers. Where do Simon and Barbara like to spend time together? They like to spend time at the beach in Australia. What special day do they celebrate together? They celebrate their anniversary. What does Barbara do to make Simon feel special? Barbara cooks Simon's favorite dinner. How often do Simon and Barbara say, "I love you" to each other? They say, "I love you" every day. What hobby do Simon and Barbara enjoy together? They enjoy hiking in the mountains of Canada. Where did Simon and Barbara meet for the first time? They met in a coffee shop in London. What is Barbara's favorite gift from Simon? Her favorite gift is a handmade bracelet. How do Simon and Barbara relax on weekends? They watch movies together. What city do Simon and Barbara dream of visiting? They dream of visiting Paris. How do they celebrate Valentine's Day? They write each other love letters. What song do Simon and Barbara consider their song? Their song is Thinking Out Loud by Ed Sheeran. What is Simon's favorite thing about Barbara? Simon loves Barbara's smile. How does Barbara make Simon laugh? Barbara tells funny jokes. Where do Simon and Barbara want to live in the future? They want to live in New York. What do they do on rainy days? They play board games at home. How do they start their morning? They start with a cup of coffee together. What book did Simon and Barbara read together? They read The Notebook by Nicholas Sparks. How do Simon and Barbara solve disagreements? They talk and listen to each other. What is their favorite memory together? Their favorite memory is watching the sunrise in Australia. I hope these examples are useful for your English learning. Thanks for watching.
Unlocking the magic of books, how reading shapes our minds. Hi, Fiona. I've been thinking a lot about how much I enjoy reading. It's like opening a door to countless adventures. What's your take on it?
Hi, Albert. I couldn't agree more. Reading has always been a magical journey for me. It's not just about the stories. It's about how it expands our minds, don't you think?
Exactly. Speaking of which, have you ever thought about how reading affects our brains?
Oh, definitely. It's fascinating. Reading can improve our memory, enhance our focus, and even boost our empathy. It's like exercise for the brain.
That's a great point. And it's not just fiction that does this. Non-fiction, poetry, even articles can help. Every genre has something unique to offer.
True. And let's not forget the joy of visiting bookstores and libraries. It's an adventure in itself, exploring the shelves, discovering new titles, and the smell of books. It's intoxicating.
I love that. And in today's digital age, it's so important to talk about the charm of physical books. Although e-books are convenient, the tactile sensation of turning pages is irreplaceable.
Absolutely, Albert. But, regardless of the format, the key is to cultivate a love for reading. It's about finding joy in the act itself.
Speaking of cultivating love for reading, adventure books have always been my gateway. They were my first love. How about you, Fiona?
For me, it was fantasy books. They opened up worlds beyond my imagination. But adventure books hold a special place in my heart too. They make you feel like you're part of something bigger.
It's incredible, isn't it? How books have the power to transport us to different worlds, times, and even into the minds of fascinating characters.
Yes, and through these journeys, we learn about courage, friendship, and resilience. Books teach us lessons that we carry throughout our lives.
That brings us to another important point, the benefits of reading on our intelligence. It's not just about gaining knowledge. It's about how it stimulates critical thinking and creativity.
Exactly, Albert. And for our viewers, remember, it's never too late to start your reading journey. Whether you're into adventure, fantasy, science fiction, or any genre, there's a book out there waiting for you.
Well said, Fiona. And for those of you watching, we encourage you to visit your local library or bookstore. Dive into the world of books and discover the magic for yourself.
And don't forget, share your favorite books with us in the comments below. We'd love to hear what stories have captivated your heart and mind.
Thank you for joining us in this conversation about the magic of reading. We hope it inspires you to pick up a book and embark on a new adventure.
Until next time, happy reading, everyone.
Flying to Paris, a fun and engaging English conversation. Hey Jennifer, did you know we're flying to Paris next week?
Really, Thomas? That's amazing. I've always wanted to visit Paris.
Yes, it's going to be an exciting trip. Have you ever flown internationally before?
No, this will be my first time. I'm a bit nervous about the flight.
Don't worry, it's going to be fine. Flying is one of the safest ways to travel.
What should I pack for the trip?
Well, considering Paris's weather, you should bring some warm clothes and, of course, comfortable shoes for walking.
Oh, good idea. I'll also bring a travel guide for Paris. Do you think we'll see the Eiffel Tower?
Definitely. The Eiffel Tower, the Louvre Museum, and Notre Dame Cathedral are on our must-visit list.
I can't wait to try French cuisine. I've heard it's fantastic.
Absolutely. We'll have croissants for breakfast, escargot for dinner, and creme brulee for dessert.
That sounds delicious. How's my English going to hold up in Paris, though?
Your English is great, but it wouldn't hurt to learn a few French phrases. Like bonjour for hello and merci for thank you.
Good idea. I'll download a language learning app and practice some basic French.
That's the spirit. This trip will be a great opportunity to learn and explore.
Thanks, Thomas. I feel much better about the trip now. I'm really looking forward to it.
Me too, Jennifer. Paris, here we come.
Easy travel, essential English for train, bus, and taxi rides. Is this the right platform for the train to London? Yes, this is the right platform for the London train. How much is a bus ticket to Dublin? A bus ticket to Dublin costs €10. Can I book a taxi to the airport? Yes, you can book a taxi to the airport. Where does this ferry go? This ferry goes to Staten Island. Does this train have a dining car? Yes, this train has a dining car. How long is the bus ride to Manchester? The bus ride to Manchester takes about 4 hours. Can I pay for the taxi with a credit card? Yes, you can pay for the taxi with a credit card. What time does the last ferry leave? The last ferry leaves at 9:30 p.m. Is there a bathroom on this bus? Yes, there is a bathroom on this bus. Do I need to tip the taxi driver in New York? It's customary to tip the taxi driver in New York. How often do trains to Sydney run? Trains to Sydney run every 30 minutes. Are dogs allowed on the ferry to Vancouver? Yes, dogs are allowed on the ferry to Vancouver. Is there Wi-Fi on this train? Yes, there is free Wi-Fi on this train. What's the next stop for this bus? The next stop for this bus is Central Park. Can we hail a taxi in Paris easily? Yes, you can easily hail a taxi in Paris. Does this ferry have a cafe? Yes, this ferry has a cafe on board. How do I get to the train station from here? You can take the number 5 bus to get to the train station. Are there any discounts for students on the bus? Yes, there are student discounts on the bus. How long does the taxi ride take from Heathrow to Central London? The taxi ride takes about an hour from Heathrow to Central London. Should I buy my ferry ticket in advance? It's a good idea to buy your ferry ticket in advance.
Discover new hobbies and English conversation. Hi Jennifer, you seem quite relaxed these days. What's your secret?
Hi, Thomas. Honestly, I've been spending more time on my hobbies. It really helps to unwind. How about you? What hobbies do you have?
I'm into reading and occasionally hiking. But I've been looking for something new. What do you enjoy doing in your free time?
Besides reading, I love painting and trying out new recipes. Cooking is quite therapeutic for me.
That sounds interesting. I've always wanted to try painting, but I'm not sure I'd be good at it.
Oh, it's not about being good or bad, Thomas. It's about expressing yourself and enjoying the process. You should give it a try.
Maybe I will. And cooking, huh? What's your favorite dish to prepare?
I enjoy making Italian food. There's something about pasta dishes that's just so comforting. What about you? Any favorite dishes you like to make or eat?
I'm more of a barbecue guy. Love grilling whenever I get the chance. But Italian does sound tempting. Maybe you can share some recipes?
Absolutely, I'd love to. And I'd like to learn more about grilling too. Maybe we could exchange tips?
That sounds like a great idea. And speaking of trying new things, have you taken up any new hobbies recently?
Yes, actually. I've started gardening. It's quite rewarding to grow your own vegetables and flowers.
Gardening, huh? That's one I haven't considered. Sounds like a peaceful activity.
It really is. Plus, it gets you outdoors. You should come over sometime. I can show you the basics.
I'd like that. Thanks, Jennifer. It's great to learn about different hobbies. Maybe we can start a hobby club.
I love that idea, Thomas. Let's do it. It'll be fun to share our hobbies with others and maybe learn a few new ones along the way.
Agreed. Thanks for the chat, Jennifer. I'm looking forward to our new adventures.
Same here, Thomas. Take care and see you soon.
Friendship in the digital age. Is social media making us closer or more isolated? Hey Nancy, how are you doing?
Hi Peter. I'm good, thanks for asking. How about you?
I'm doing well, thanks. I was just scrolling through my social media feeds and started wondering, do you think social media is actually making us closer to each other or more isolated?
That's an interesting question. On one hand, social media allows us to stay connected with friends and family who are far away.
True, I agree. I can video call my cousin in Australia anytime I want. But what about the quality of our conversations? Are they as meaningful as they would be if we met in person?
I see your point. While we can send quick messages or share photos, it's not the same as sitting down and having a heart-to-heart conversation.
Exactly. And let's not forget the effect of social media on our mental health. The constant comparison, the need for validation through likes and comments, it can be draining.
You're absolutely right. The digital age has its pros and cons. It's easier to connect, but harder to form deep and meaningful relationships.
So, what's the solution? How can we maintain the quality of our friendships in this digital age?
Well, I guess it's all about balance. We should use social media to enhance our relationships, not replace real interactions. Maybe set aside some time for face-to-face conversations with the people who matter.
That sounds like a plan. So, coffee next weekend?
Absolutely, it's a date.
Discover new hobbies and English conversation. Hi Jennifer, you seem quite relaxed these days. What's your secret?
Hi, Thomas. Honestly, I've been spending more time on my hobbies. It really helps to unwind. How about you? What hobbies do you have?
I'm into reading and occasionally hiking. But I've been looking for something new. What do you enjoy doing in your free time?
Besides reading, I love painting and trying out new recipes. Cooking is quite therapeutic for me.
That sounds interesting. I've always wanted to try painting, but I'm not sure I'd be good at it.
Oh, it's not about being good or bad, Thomas. It's about expressing yourself and enjoying the process. You should give it a try.
Maybe I will. And cooking, huh? What's your favorite dish to prepare?
I enjoy making Italian food. There's something about pasta dishes that's just so comforting. What about you? Any favorite dishes you like to make or eat?
I'm more of a barbecue guy. Love grilling whenever I get the chance. But Italian does sound tempting. Maybe you can share some recipes?
Absolutely, I'd love to. And I'd like to learn more about grilling too. Maybe we could exchange tips?
That sounds like a great idea. And speaking of trying new things, have you taken up any new hobbies recently?
Yes, actually. I've started gardening. It's quite rewarding to grow your own vegetables and flowers.
Gardening, huh? That's one I haven't considered. Sounds like a peaceful activity.
It really is. Plus, it gets you outdoors. You should come over sometime. I can show you the basics.
I'd like that. Thanks, Jennifer. It's great to learn about different hobbies. Maybe we can start a hobby club.
I love that idea, Thomas. Let's do it. It'll be fun to share our hobbies with others and maybe learn a few new ones along the way.
Agreed. Thanks for the chat, Jennifer. I'm looking forward to our new adventures.
Same here, Thomas. Take care and see you soon.
Elegant Jewelry Essentials. Discover your perfect accessory. What kind of necklace is Linda wearing? Linda is wearing a pearl necklace. Does Oscar like wearing bracelets? Oscar does not wear bracelets often. What type of earrings are popular in the UK? Stud earrings are very popular in the UK. Can you buy diamond rings in Paris? Yes, you can buy diamond rings in many jewelry stores in Paris. Why does Linda love her gold bracelet? Linda loves her gold bracelet because it was a gift from her mother. What is more expensive, gold or silver rings? Generally, gold rings are more expensive than silver rings. Are pearl necklaces fashionable in the USA? Yes, pearl necklaces are considered classic and fashionable in the USA. Do men in Canada wear earrings? Yes, many men in Canada wear earrings. What is a common design for a woman's bracelet? A common design for a woman's bracelet is a chain with a charm. Where can you buy a diamond necklace in Australia? You can buy a diamond necklace at jewelry stores in major cities in Australia. Who gave Oscar his silver ring? Oscar's silver ring was a gift from his sister. What kind of watch does Linda prefer? Linda prefers a watch with a small and elegant design. Do people in England prefer gold or silver jewelry? People's preferences in England vary, but both gold and silver jewelry are popular. Is it common to wear a bracelet on your right hand? Yes, People can wear bracelets on either the right or left hand. Which is more durable, a gold or platinum ring? A platinum ring is generally more durable than a gold ring. Can Linda find affordable earrings in Italy? Yes, Linda can find affordable earrings in many shops in Italy. What is the birthstone for the month of May? The birthstone for May is the emerald. Are diamond earrings a good gift? Yes, diamond earrings are often considered a luxurious and thoughtful gift. What's the difference between a bracelet and a bangle? A bracelet is often flexible, while a bangle is a rigid, circular band. How do you clean a silver necklace? You can clean a silver necklace with a special silver polish and a soft cloth.
Picnic in the park, a simple English conversation adventure. Hi Fiona, how are you doing today?
Hi Albert. I'm doing well, thank you. And you?
I'm pretty good, thanks. I was thinking, it's such a beautiful day outside. How about we go for a picnic in the park?
That sounds like a wonderful idea, Albert. I love picnics. What should we bring?
How about I make some sandwiches and you could bring some fruits? We could also use some drinks.
Perfect. I'll bring apples, oranges, and maybe some grapes. What kind of sandwiches will you make?
I was thinking of making some turkey and cheese sandwiches, and maybe a vegetarian option with cucumber, tomato, and lettuce. Does that sound good?
That sounds delicious. I'll also bring a blanket and some utensils. Should we bring anything for entertainment?
Great idea! I can bring a frisbee and maybe a small speaker for some music. It'll be fun!
Oh, that's perfect. Music always makes picnics better. What time should we meet?
How does 12:30 p.m. sound? It gives us enough time to prepare everything.
12:30 p.m. is perfect. Where in the park should we meet?
Let's meet by the big oak tree near the entrance. It's easy to find and a nice spot to set up.
Oh, I know the one. That's a great spot. I'm looking forward to it.
Me too, Fiona. It's going to be a great day. Oh, and don't forget to bring a hat and some sunscreen. It looks like it's going to be sunny.
Good thinking, Albert. I'll bring some extra for both of us, just in case.
Thanks, Fiona. That's very thoughtful of you. All right, I'll see you tomorrow at the park. Can't wait.
See you tomorrow, Albert. It's going to be fun.
Explore Europe, a beginner's guide to travel. Does Owen like traveling to Europe? Yes, Owen loves traveling to Europe. What is the capital of France? The capital of France is Paris. Can Nancy speak Spanish in Spain? Yes, Nancy can speak Spanish in Spain. Is London a city in England? Yes, London is a city in England. Does Owen need a passport to visit Italy? Yes, Owen needs a passport to visit Italy. What currency does Germany use? Germany uses the euro. Can Nancy see the Eiffel Tower in Paris? Yes, Nancy can see the Eiffel Tower in Paris. Is English spoken in Ireland? Yes, people speak English in Ireland. Does Owen find Italian food delicious? Yes, Owen finds Italian food delicious. Can Nancy use the euro in Switzerland? No, Switzerland does not use the euro. Is Madrid a city in Spain? Yes, Madrid is a city in Spain. Does Owen need a visa to visit Germany? It depends on his nationality. Can Nancy ride a bike in Amsterdam? Yes, Nancy can ride a bike in Amsterdam. Is the River Thames in London? Yes, the River Thames is in London. Does Owen like German beer? Yes, Owen likes German beer. Can Nancy see the northern lights in Norway? Yes, Nancy can see the northern lights in Norway. Is pizza famous in Italy? Yes, pizza is famous in Italy. Does Owen find French easy to learn? Owen finds French a bit hard to learn. Can Nancy use pounds in the UK? Yes, Nancy can use pounds in the UK. Is the Louvre Museum in Paris? Yes, the Louvre Museum is in Paris.
A relaxing weekend at the summer house. Good morning, Nancy. Isn't it a beautiful day?
Hi, Robert. Yes, it's absolutely gorgeous. Perfect for a weekend at the summer house.
Definitely. What are your plans for today?
I was thinking of starting with some gardening. The flowers need some attention. How about you?
I'm planning to go fishing by the lake. It's been a while since I last went.
That sounds peaceful. Do you fish often?
Not as much as I'd like to. But whenever I get a chance, I love the tranquility it offers.
I can imagine. There's something about being in nature that's so calming.
Exactly. And later, I was thinking of grilling some fish for dinner, if I'm lucky enough to catch any.
That would be wonderful. I'll prepare some salads to go with it. Fresh and light.
Perfect. Do you enjoy cooking?
I do. Especially when using fresh ingredients. It feels like creating something special from scratch.
Great way to look at it. And the fresh air here makes everything feel more refreshing.
True. The summer house always gives me a new perspective on things. A break from the city life.
Couldn't agree more. It's a perfect escape. How about a walk by the lakeside in the evening?
That would be lovely. The sunsets here are just breathtaking.
They really are. It's the best way to end a day.
Absolutely. Well, let's make the most out of our weekend here.
Yes, let's do that. Enjoy your gardening, Nancy.
Thanks, Robert. Have fun fishing.
Discover the joys of park life, activities and peaceful moments. What does Michael like to do in the park? Michael likes to play soccer in the park. Where does Jessica read her book? Jessica reads her book on a bench in the park. Can you have picnics in the park? Yes, you can have picnics on the grass in the park. Are dogs allowed in the park? In many parks, dogs are allowed and can play freely. What do children do in the park? Children often play on swings and slides in the park. Is it peaceful to sit in the park? Yes, sitting in the park can be very peaceful and relaxing. How often does Michael jog in the park? Michael jogs in the park every morning. Does Jessica like to watch birds in the park? Yes, Jessica enjoys watching different birds in the park. Are there flowers in the park during summer? The park is usually full of colorful flowers in the summer. Can you ride bicycles in the park? Yes, riding bicycles on the paths in the park is a popular activity. Do many people visit the park on weekends? Yes, the park is a popular place for people on weekends. What can you see around the park pond? Around the pond, you can see ducks and sometimes fish. Is the park a good place for a family outing? The park is an excellent place for family outings and fun. Can you play music in the park? Yes, but you should keep the volume low to not disturb others. What games do Michael and Jessica play in the park? They often play frisbee or badminton in the park. Is it safe to walk in the park at night? It depends on the park, but some have lights and are safe at night. Can you find benches in the park? Yes, there are usually many benches to sit and relax on. Do people celebrate birthdays in the park? Yes, people often celebrate with outdoor parties in the park. What should you bring to the park on a sunny day? On a sunny day, bring water, a hat, and sunscreen to the park. Are there walking trails in the park? Most parks have walking trails for exercise and enjoyment. Understanding traffic rules and pedestrian safety. Hi Jennifer. I noticed you were looking at the new traffic signs by the crosswalk.
Hey George. Yes, I was. It's great to see these new signs and signals being put up for pedestrian safety.
Absolutely. It's so important, especially in a busy area like this. Do you think these changes will make a difference?
I hope so. Pedestrian safety is crucial. The crosswalk lights and clear signs should help a lot.
Yeah, I agree. It's all about making the road safer for everyone. Have you seen the new push-button signals for crossing?
Yes, I've just tried one. They're very user-friendly. You just press the button and wait for the signal to change.
That's a good feature. It makes crossing the street much safer, especially for children and the elderly.
True. And educating people about traffic rules is also key. I think schools should emphasize this more.
Definitely. Speaking of which, did you learn about road safety in school?
A bit, but it was pretty basic. How about you?
Same here. Most of what I learned about road safety came from my parents and driving lessons.
It's interesting how we often learn these important life skills outside of the classroom.
It is. And with technology evolving, traffic systems are becoming more advanced too.
That's right. Have you seen those new smart traffic lights that adjust timing based on traffic flow?
Yes, they're amazing. They help reduce congestion and improve traffic efficiency.
Indeed. It's fascinating how technology can enhance our safety on the roads.
Absolutely. I hope these advancements continue. Well, it was great talking to you about this, Jennifer.
Likewise, George. Stay safe and take care.
You too, see you around.
Easy English, master everyday conversations with simple phrases. Does Michael drink coffee every morning? Yes, Michael drinks coffee every morning. What time does Jessica wake up on weekdays? Jessica wakes up at 8 a.m. on weekdays. Where does Michael work? Michael works in an office in New York. How does Jessica go to school? Jessica takes the bus to school. What do they eat for breakfast? They usually have eggs and toast for breakfast. When does Michael go to the gym? Michael goes to the gym in the evening. Why does Jessica read books at night? Jessica reads books at night to relax. What does Michael do on weekends?